So I used to work during the day, get some cash, and then at night I joined class.
And what were you doing for work?
Everything, marketing, sales, everything that I could get my hands on, because I wasn't really educated. I didn't have enough knowledge to work at. I didn't have any professional ability because I was just fresh from high school. So I just could do any job that I landed myself on, mostly sales. Yes.
Okay. And what did you learn about sales at that age?
Difficult, hard sales, because we used to sell by the road, like a hawker. Yeah.
A hawker?
A hawkers.
Oh.
Not hooker, hawkers.
Wow.
Hawk things.
Yeah.
So I used to get like stocks, like they gave you money to buy stocks at a store where they stock, like a distributor. Then you buy, put them on a backpack. Then they drop you at an area like Dandora or Madare or Kangemi, and then you have to sell out that day, go back home. Tomorrow we might go to the same market, or they change us again. So today we might tackle Madare, tomorrow Dandora, the other day Umoja, the other day Donholm. So you tackle an entire area. Then tomorrow is another area, the other day is another area. So that was the same. You carry the products on your back. So when you deplete, there was a van which used to follow us that is full of stocks. So you can buy back again, keep selling. Yes. That was the sale that I started with. And again, I used to work at a supermarket. You stand by the rows. I used to work for White Dent. So you stand at, I was in Uchumi Koinange, where I would stand by the row where the competing brands were there. So you have to convince the customer to buy White Dents. Make sure they pay for it. If there are giveaways, because some we used to buy and leave it by the counter, send the person who is attending to them, go back to the shelf, bring me Colgate. Because you already convinced them to buy. So they don't have an option, they just have to buy. So they go to the counter, send the person back again to come and return it. So it was difficult sell. I introduced products like William Lawson and Bacardi into the market, Kenyan market. So at night, during the day when I used to do maybe White Den, at night, I would do William Lawson, maybe in a club, sell cocktails, sell bottles. Yeah. Again, on other days like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I sell William Lawson. They used to give me like 300 bottles in a weekend, and I would finish by Saturday. Sunday, they will pay me for nothing because I didn't sell on Sunday. I didn't have stocks.
Because you sold out?
Everything.
What made you sell out? What did you notice? What did you notice about sales that because think about it, it's not easy to get someone to remove money from their pocket and give to you for anything. So how did you acquire that? What did you learn? What did you do to make people buy from you?
One, when you were selling, you have to know a person first. You have to be really sharp to understand what kind of a person I'm dealing with. So to be able to do that, you don't start by selling. You talk to them. Get to know them. What kind of person are you dealing with? So you know what approach you're going to use to sell to this person. They're introverts, extroverts. People who do not like to talk to people. They're not even introverts, not extroverts. They're just different characters. So you have to understand your client first before you sell. Like you come to me today, I understand that you're a storyteller because you run a podcast. So when you come in, I greet you. I'll say something about you. I'll compliment you. How you return it, I'll know how to approach it. It's just something I know. Nobody teaches you how to sell. Nobody. You can go to university 5, 7, but selling is an art. It's a gift. So I talk to you, and the first sentence, I compliment you, and how you respond, I know how to sell to you. Yeah.
And I think there's the misconception about selling where it's just trying to get someone or tricking someone to buy from you it's about that service. How can I know you? And I think also passion also plays in a part. Also the way you're passionate about it. You talk about the product and stuff. But I love that advice.
You have to own a product because by the time you're selling something, you have to own it, know it, understand demerits and merits about that product. This product, what are the side effects? Because at the time, you should be able to give 2 or 3. Because when you talk about perfection of a product, it's a lie. So as much as a salesperson is a liar, it's not all salespeople. Like for me, I'll tell you, maybe this will happen. Maybe this. It's not definitely. But maybe it's a bottle of alcohol I'm selling and I will tell you a little bit of hangover. You get it.
Marketing is all about storytelling. Dad, when we first started this business, what did you say to me?
I said, yes, we do a podcast.
Why?
Because I want to tell our story.
Why?
Because I know the story builds a legacy.
Builds a legacy. And that is exactly what we do here at ETS Rubasha Media. We market your story on social media so you could build a legacy for those who come after you, to build your business and your personal brand.
Yeah, follow us on our platform. Go on our website, etsrubashamedia.com.
This is about legacy, and it is about showing up on social media every single day, because if you don't show up, your competition will.
Because you can't have a 100% product. It has to have 2-3 side effects. But how FT is the effect of this product? Again, I never used to sell products that have a lot of complaint in the market, because I want a personal relationship with my client. And I want tomorrow to have a return client, someone who's going to come back and say, Mueni, you sold me this and I like it. Because it's the same person that is going to come back tomorrow, give me another sale. So how I learn after you know the product knowledge, when you're going for product knowledge training, that's when you understand, am I going to work for this project or product or not? You understand? Like for the baby shop, I'll give you, for example, I know I'm a mother. So I'm interacting with products that I know, that I've used. So when I'm selling them, I'm confident. This is something that I know about. So I'll push it from the bottom of my heart. I will put energy. I'll put strength. I'll put a punch. I'll put a story to it because I've used it and I know it. For bespoke suits and outfits, for example, I've worn them. I know what is good and not. I know who tailors, who did this. I hire my tailors myself, my management myself. I source fabric myself. So I have a knowledge of a product that I've used, that I would recommend, okay, or someone has used and has recommended, not once, not twice, maybe more than even 100 times. So when I sell my product, I'm sure about it. Yeah. So product knowledge is another aspect of sell. Yeah. You have to be sure of what you're selling. Don't lie. Be truthful. If you're able, use your product before you sell it to understand what is it that I'm selling. It's really important. Mm-hmm.
It's powerful. Like, everything you said is why we do this. So this is our CEO Mentor series, where, top CEOs come on and give their advice. Even like what you just said there is knowing your product. Like we started doing this. I started being a YouTuber, just documenting my life. I started to think, what about if my children can see my life? Then dad came and said, why don't we start a podcast? So then it grew to a point where now other people need this product. And who are we? We can serve it to them. Yes. But one thing you said is knowing your customer. I always say also sales is about, I obsess over my customer's problems so bad. Yes. Guess what? They obsess to pay me. I obsess over their problems. And that's exactly what you said here. I'm a mother. I know what it's like. I know what mothers go through. I know the pain that mothers go through, and so I'm there to give them what? A service. And they're going to pay you for it. Something else I would talk about sales is, when you are at the height of your success, you should sit back and review. Say, I am at the height of my success. That's when setbacks come. You understand? When you are at the height, because you tend to forget the process. Complacent. You say complacency. Yes. So you should be there. Like, this is bespoke at the top. I am at the top. I want to stay at the top. But how do I stay at the top? That's when you sit back and re-strategize seriously. Better than you re-strategize to be at the top. Because at the top, it's easy to come down. You understand? But from the bottom, it's easy to come up. But to maintain the level of where you are, it's very easy. So like you're saying, when my customers complain, it resonates with me and it hurts me. And I want to come back again and make sure they're satisfied, because one complaint from a client can make me calm down. Right now, someone who is not a user of my product, I would really like to have them in, but their complaint, that will matter so much to me than the person that is using my product, because that person has experience. And it's feedback that I want from that client, because that feedback is going to make me have a better product next time. Yeah. So when you're at the top, sit back, review, look at the process. How did you get here? How can you stay here? How can you keep soaring higher than where you are? That is what I work with, the principle of my life.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're going to love that one.